It is Warhammer time. We're looking at Warhammer 40,000 Dakka Squadron FLYBOYZ Edition. Long ass name, but I've been really excited to check this one out. So thank you to Red Deer Games who sponsored this video, asking me to tell you all about it. I love Warhammer personally. I have a big history with the series as well. I started off on Necromunda, I moved to base Warhammer. Eventually I graduated to 40k and I used to play alongside my dad. We used to paint the figures, collect it all, and yeah, used to play all the time. Sadly, I moved away from the tabletop experience, but I'm always excited to check out a new video game entry for the universe. And I know this has been out on other platforms for a little while, but this is my first time personally jumping in. So I want to start this video off, I guess, a little unusually, especially for a sponsored video, but it's all about transparency. And right now, let's address the elephant in the room, the visuals. They have a patch that's currently awaiting approval and it should be live any day now. As it stands, however, the resolution in the current build, it is no question low from the menus to the gameplay itself, and the detail generally, it has seen a significant hit. Thankfully though, they gave me some footage to show you all what the update's gonna bring, and it's side by side with this current build. So I'm gonna be sharing a lot of that footage with you today, because I do think this game is absolutely worth a consideration. I love Warhammer. I don't think we get enough arcade flight sims as it is, and this one is highly respected from genre fans on other systems. Now, when it comes to the worlds as well, I would argue it's clear you can see the artistic intention behind the resolution. The first world, which is going to be the majority of my gameplay today, it's more like a desert landscape. But as you do progress through the game's 5 featured worlds, we'll get to that in a little bit more detail in a bit, you're going to start to see more kind of, I guess, variety. I've noticed from ice locations and all the sorts going on in the trailer, so I'll be sharing some of that footage with you today. I think when it comes to Warhammer, the massive amount of source material to reference, and it seems that's exactly what they've done here. They've started to expand upon it, and they're taking you through the universe. In the first world alone, I've seen everything from different fighter ships to enemy fortresses to tanks to turret guns to... There's just been all sorts for me to basically go ahead and blow up. I've been really excited though for this release. I'm currently actually working on a best Warhammer games on the Switch video, so I really want this patch live so I can really add it in at the respective place where it falls. You know, so far as well, it's such an unusual release. When you look at what else we've got kind of tactical, we've got first-person shooter, we've got a spin-off for Power Wash Simulator most recently. But yeah, generally, even outside of Warhammer, we just don't see enough arcade flight simulation games, so it's really great to have an option here on the system. Now, as it stands, when it comes to the gameplay then, I finished off the first world. This game is really all about taking on 5 worlds. You must overcome each, and they each pack several missions. The story, at a very high level, is essentially we are on a mission to take over the galaxy. It's all very Warhammer 40k, and it's got the trademark Ork sense of humor. Now, with progression through the worlds, we're going to start to see rewards as well. This means we get a number of unlocks, think ships and specific upgrades that give us an advantage. Now, when you do finally make it through the missions of each world as well, you're going to see some sort of boss encounter. So the first one, you're actually fighting for control of the squadron. You're not going to be the full-on leader, just this particular squadron, and it's kind of a one-on-one duel, though of course they're orcs, they definitely play a little dirty. One thing I did note though at this point is it's surprisingly challenging. I've died a few times, I've had to replay a few missions. It's really all about learning and mastering those controls. Now, as it stands, we can lock on, shoot, use special abilities. For example, my initial one was a constant heavy fire. We of course steer, and then we can barrel roll. This is all detailed in a tutorial, but what I'd suggest is before you jump into the campaign, you will have noticed there's also an advanced maneuvering training as well. Definitely check that out because it takes things a step further, and it really will make your progression a whole lot easier. What I really like though, when you graduate into the main campaign, when you're ready to get going, you're actually going to get the option to choose one of 5 different Ork Clans. Each of these, it's not just a skin swap, it's actually going to give you different bonuses. That gives you a reason to go ahead and experiment, try different things, replay different worlds, just so you can see how the experience changes as you do progress. The action as well, or even just the genre in general, you know, arcade flight sims, I don't think personally we see enough of them. I think this year we're getting for the Switch Ace Combat, if I do remember right. But this one feels perfect for the Switch. Again, the genre feels perfect for the Switch. For me, the gameplay style really kind of fits comfortably for handhelds. The only thing I'm going to say, however, with this current build is I'm hoping that the visual patch includes a text size increase, because right now it is on the small side. Transparently, you can see it on screen for yourself. It is going to be a bit of a struggle in that current build. Now, once again, I'll be updating you all when the patch is live through that Warhammer list video, so definitely watch out for that. But for arcade flight sim fans, for Warhammer fans, I do think here, right now, there is a lot to like, and especially once they do polish it up and get it into the presentation that was always intended. They just unfortunately missed that day one patch. As it stands though with the gameplay, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I've kind of been through the first few missions, the challenge is ramping, it's giving me different things to do, take on turrets, take on enemy fighters. The last mission was basically taking down this massive shield and defeating a fortress that stood inside. So yeah, really like nice dash variety for each of the different missions. But I wanted to see kind of what other opinions out there were on the game as well, and right now on Steam, this has a very positive 9 out of 10 rating, so it's great to see my excitement's kind of that shared sentiment, and I think people, in my opinion, just can't resist that Ork attitude, and they capture it really well here. Best of all, right now this game indeed packs a launch discount. It's 50% off across all regions, and the pricing for the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia, that's at the bottom of the screen right now. It is running for a good while as well. For the US and Canada, from time of recording, you're looking at about 2 to 3 weeks. UK, EU and Australia, you're actually getting nearly a full month, so there's plenty of time to jump on this new release. With that note, of course, then I'm going to be linking to it in the pinned comment down below. Go show Red Deer Games some support. They're definitely getting bigger and bigger licenses involved with their releases, so it is great to see them, you know, playing with that Warhammer name, and hopefully there's a lot more to come from them in the future. So let us know in the comments, Warhammer fans, aerial combat fans, will you be checking out Dakka Squadron and adding it to the library? Once again then, thank you to Red Deer Games for sponsoring this video. It's always exciting to get something Warhammer across the desk. There's just no question about that, always the case. And yeah, I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.